Army Chief General Manoj Pande today has visited Poonch and urged Army commanders on the ground to conduct operations in the most professional manner. The Army Chief's visit comes after a group of terrorists ambushed an Army convoy, killing 4 Rashtriya Rifles personnel in Jammu's Poonch. General Manoj Pande reviewed the situation on ground in the twin districts of Rajouri and Poonch. He was also briefed by the 16th Corps GOC Lieutenant General Sandeep Jain about the ongoing counter-terrorist operations. Furthermore, he was briefed about the steps taken to further strengthen security grid and the death of the 3 civilians which occurred recently. Major General JKS Parihar, defence expert, joins us live. Also with us is Colonel Shailendra Singh, defence expert. Kuldeep Khoda, former DGP Jammu and Kashmir, also joins us live. Major General Parihar, let me begin with you first. How crucial was the visit of the Army Chief to Jammu and Kashmir today? General Parihar, can you hear me? Okay, I think we're having some connection issues with him. Let me try and bring in Colonel Shailendra Singh if he's with us. Colonel Shailendra Singh, if you can hear me, sir. How do you view this visit today? How important was it? How crucial was it? And, the statements made today, what inference do you draw from them?
Uday, Jai Hind, I can only tell you one thing. When our army chief, and that too of this country, which has got one of the largest population in the world and a larger army in the world, I can only say when he lands, the tremors must be felt across the border at Pakistan. I'm very sure when he is using that word, let us be more professional. I, as an army man, understand what is professionalism. Army's parlance, this is a soft word used by him. But what it means, I will explain to you. It means only one thing. If you are bearing losses, bring those prohibitive losses to the enemy, who is the perpetrator, who is the originator of whatever is happening. Let them have such losses which they can't afford. Let them be hurt where you want them to feel that, yes, you have tried to hurt us, we will show you where to hurt you. Be rest assured, there is not something big happening. There is something big which will continuously happen hereafter. You will see it because they have tried to reignite a place which they had actually earlier given up. Poonch, Rajouri, Aknoor sector was by and large much more peaceful than what we were having towards Kupwara and general area. But at the same time, I can only tell you that whatever the case be, this time you will see that there will be a very, very decisive, strong message delivered to Pakistan, and we will be actually helping Pakistan democracy by eliminating that much part of terrorism which is emanating from there. If Hafiz Saeed thinks that he can rise for election, well, let me tell you, we can also motivate the Pakistanis. Is it right that you continue with this tag of being a terrorist state? And if you do, then we are there to help you. We will eliminate them.
Kuldeep Khoda, let me draw you in here. This visit, of course, comes at a very crucial juncture. What do you make of it, sir? And what sort of morale booster will it be as well?
About the Rajouri incident, the earlier panelist has mentioned very rightly that Pakistan needs to be given response. And we need to hit them the hardest where it hurts them the most. But it doesn't have to be a knee-jerk reaction to what's happening in Rajouri and Poonch. The planning has to be proper, and we have to weigh the military and the political advantages of the action. And I'm sure that the political leadership and the military leadership will take an appropriate decision and hit them hard at the right time, at the place of our choosing, at the time of our choosing. But at the same time, I want to focus my attention on what's happening in Rajouri since last 1 year. This is the 4th incident which has happened. And in these incidents, if you see, you can see a pattern in these, that the incidents are happening in an area which is not far away from the Thana Mandi border. And we need to look at the border management again and have the anti-infiltration grid properly strengthened with the aid of technical aids and also reinforcements if required. But it is for the the local security force there to see how best the management is to be carried out. And the incidents have been taking place in the general area of DKG, the Baflias and Thana Mandi areas and the adjoining areas of Rajouri. So we need to see how the internal security grid also needs to be revisited. And in this particular case, while we take the enemy on, that of course is given, but at the same time there's a need to see how best we can reinforce our own security grid to counter these actions and not allow these incidents to happen, because we are losing our brave hearts in the process, and we have to avoid that also.
Absolutely. Major Parihar, come in here on how what you read into this. Should this be read as a morale booster? Should this be read as a visit to review the security grid? Is it to look at the current operation in particular? What do you read into this visit of the Army Chief today? Major Parihar, are you there with us? Okay, I think we've not got him through just yet, unfortunately. Still, let me bring in Colonel Shailendra Singh. Colonel Shailendra Singh, which do you believe is applicable to this visit? Is it all of the above, or is it a visit which is a morale booster after the incident that occurred? Is it a review visit of the situation on ground, the security grid, which perhaps may need to be changed or upped? Or is it to particularly look at this operation which has been underway ever since that ambush in Poonch over the last few days?
If I have to take my own feelings towards it, having served there for nearly 10 to 12 years in J&K exclusively, and that too on LC, I think I'll be doing injustice if I have to say the chief has visited me for morale booster. I don't think so. When I even in my company grid lose a boy, and when I go there, I don't go there just to boost the morale of that section or a platoon. I go there to strengthen their will that we will strike. We will strike with much bigger might, with much bigger means, by trying to tell them that you do what you have to do. I'm there. I've come here. I've come here to strengthen your disbelief that yes, I do agree with Huda sir. We need to review our grid system and everything. But sir, allow me, please consider it. This is going to be an everyday affair. You will have to keep doing it. Your grids have to be dynamic. So there cannot be any one solution at one time. But we have to accept it. He will strike. The terrorists will strike. But what I'm trying to tell you is, have that much of terror in the mind of this terrorist. You cross the fence, you are not going back alive. Now I'm taking it much more. From where you came, I'm going to come after you there also. For who is training you, I'm going to get after him. If Hafiz Saeed's house can have a bomb blast 70 meters away from the gate, well, you can imagine it, that how much we can go in actually, if we want to. I don't think I have got not an iota of doubt. You bring in this terror back in the mind of the terrorist, the perpetrator of it, the trainer of it, the creator of it, even if it amounts to ISI. The country, as we are, we should go after them to the place where they are originating it. Otherwise, you take my word, sir. I have seen it since at least 89, since that's the first time I was there as an army officer. Before that, I was there as a son of an army officer. This will not end. But wherever there is a terror, if he is able to terrorize me, you take my word, sir, there are roads, there are places where we have dominated things so badly that for that duration, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. Let us start talking in terms of, if we have the intelligence, if we know, then we also know that where they are and who's the trainer. Let us get after them. There's no other way. Even if it amounts to a war by Pakistan, let them declare a war. I'm not scared. Let me see how much of spunks the Pakistanis have to create a war, because I have made 2 people dead at a particular camp, wherever they were training these people, wherever there was a launch pad. What for am I waiting for the launch pad? Why am I waiting for the boundary wall to be, the LOC to be crossed? Why am I waiting that yes, they can keep planning and we can keep talking about it? No, sir. We need to go one step more. इंडिया ने बहुत टॉलरेट कर लिया. अब भारत की बारी है. अगर भारत, मेरा देश नया है, वो let us show them, let us be dynamic to this new situation. That if you are going to do it this way, now we will not react, we will act.
Yes, let me try and go back across to, do we have Major General Parihar is yet with us? Okay, I don't think we have unfortunately been able to repair his connection. Kuldeep Khoda, why don't you come back in here if you're still there with us? Kuldeep Khoda, on this operation as well, what is complicating it? This search operation that is underway, what is the terrain like there, where that operation has been, has been underway there since the last few days? Just describe it for us a bit, since you're well versed with the area.
No, the terrain is very difficult, of course, as has been aptly described in the past few days. It is full of forest areas, and there are lots of caves also, mountainous caves also, which gives the terrorists place to hide as well. They rode from Hanamandi to Baflias, that is known as Dera Ki Gali and briefly known as DKG Road. So this is where this incident took place, and this is the best place to organize ambushes, and that's what has been done. And but what we're to see in this case particularly is that there were only two vehicles, which goes against the normal SOP, especially in the areas where terrorism is there. And moreover, the vehicles which were there, they were not bulletproof vehicles. I'm sure that we don't have dearth of bulletproof vehicles with any of the forces, whether it is army, police, or the paramilitary forces deployed for the anti-insurgency operations. I don't know why they moved, especially in view of the fact that last month also the incident which took place, in which again we lost brave hearts of the forces. That vehicle was also moving, that was a lone vehicle moving. So I think there have been some issues which need to be gone into, and the army has taken some action today also, particularly in the light of the finding of 3 civilian dead bodies, which has erupted some sort of local resentment. And if we try to recall the 2010 unrest, which lasted for several months, it also started in a mild manner when 3 dead bodies of civilians were found who belonged to Sopore. They were found on Machil border. And then it was linked to some sorts of human rights violations. The army took very right action in that case, and the court martial resulted in the proper action against the involved personnel. But since the action got delayed, the local law and order problem snowballed into a big issue when other incidents were connected to it. Of course, there was a cascading effect of the firing of the forces, the police and the paramilitary forces on the people also.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to emphasize is that in this case, the issue of these 3 civilian dead bodies should be addressed very promptly, transparently, and quickly, so that the faith of the public in the forces is maintained. As in Poonch and Rajouri, especially, the people have been generally cooperating with the forces, except for some odd cases. And the separatist elements in that area are also very less as compared to Valley. We don't have to allow the situation to go out of hand as far as the local civilian unrest is concerned. And government has already taken some measures. I view the visit of the army chief,
yes,
both in respect of the border management, the internal security, as well as these 3 persons who have died, which are alleged to have been killed in custody. So I think if the action is taken fast and immediate on all these 3 fronts, and a proper planning done now, it is already late because we have been facing these incidents for past 1 year. A very hard and swift action against the enemy has also to be taken. As my other panelist, my predecessor spoke, the enemy has to be hit hard at the place of her choosing, and we don't have to waste much time now.
All right. In fact, my colleague on ground, Ajay Jandial, has also sent us a ground report on the Army Chief's visit to Jammu and Kashmir. Let's listen in.
पुंछ के डेरा की गली इलाके में सेना की गाड़ियों पर आतंकी हमले के बाद से लगातार सुरक्षा बलों का सर्च ऑपरेशन जारी है। जी हां, आपको बता दूं कि लगभग 14 से 15 ऐसी लोकेशन हैं जहां पर बड़े पैमाने पर सुरक्षा बलों के ऑपरेशन चल रहे हैं ताकि वहां पर छुपे हुए आतंकियों का सफाया हो सके। चमरेट, थना मंडी, भाटादूरियां और डेरा की गली फॉरेस्ट इलाके वो मुख्य इलाके हैं जहां पर सेना की कई टीमें लगातार उस पूरे इलाके में तलाशी अभियान के दौरान इस चीज़ को सुनिश्चित कर रही हैं कि ये आतंकी जिन्होंने सेना के काफिले पर हमला किया था उसे जल्द से जल्द ढूंढ निकाला जा सके और उनको ख़त्म किया जा सके। जो जानकारी है उसके मुताबिक लगभग 25 से 30 आतंकी इस पूरे जंगल के इलाके में छुपे हुए हैं और यहाँ पर ठिकाना बनाकर लगातार आतंकी गतिविधियों को तेज करने का प्लान बना रहे हैं। मगर सेना लगातार उन्हीं आतंकियों की तलाश में लगी हुई है ताकि जल्द से जल्द इस इलाके को आतंक से मुक्त किया जा सके। आज सर्च ऑपरेशन के दौरान ही सेना प्रमुख जनरल मनोज पांडे जो हैं वो पुंछ पहुंचे और उन्होंने ग्राउंड कमांडर से जो है मुलाकात की और सुरक्षा का जायजा लिया ताकि इस चीज़ को वो समझ सकें कि किस तरह से सेना इस पूरे इलाके में ऑपरेशंस को चला रही है और कैसे यहाँ पर छुपे हुए आतंकियों को सफाया कर पाकिस्तान के नापाक इरादों को नाकाम करने की प्लानिंग है। वहीं सेना प्रमुख ने ग्राउंड फोर्सेस को ये निर्देश दिए कि वो प्रोफेशनल तरीके से इस पूरे इलाके में आतंक के सफाई के लिए काम करें और निडरता से आतंकियों का मुकाबला कर पाकिस्तान के इरादों को पस्त किया जा सके। बंटी डिगरा के साथ अजय जंडियाल, इंडिया न्यूज़, जम्मू।
So quite interesting, Colonel Shailendra Singh, Ajay Jandiyal, they're pointing out that the search operations are still on ground. The security has been upped in the entire region. I think that entire Rajouri, Poonch, those two sectors in particular, which is what the army chief was also overviewing. And obviously the terrain in the area is also complicating things, as Kuldeep Khoda was just pointing out.
There are three aspects.
Yes.
One.
And then I'll get in Major General Pariyar. Major General Pariyar, have you joined us also? Are you there with us? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Great. I'll come to you. Yes, Colonel Singh.
Colonel Shailendra first.
Yes, please, Colonel Singh, please complete.
There are three aspects. One is the weather, bad weather. There's no denying that. There's another one, jungle area, which is totally absolute. The undergrowth is so much that even the movement is sometimes very difficult. I have been there. That's why I'm able to tell you from personal experience. The third, which is the biggest part, let us never ever say, think or feel that the terrorist will not be able to strike me. He will strike, but he will not be able to get away. That is what I am. What I am only trying to bring out is this will continue to happen unless, if as on today we are all talking that there are some 250 to 300 terrorists at the launch pad. What the hell am I waiting for? Why the government is not going ahead with that point? Otherwise, you will continue to lose brave hearts. We can continue doing whatever. Yes, what Huda sir pointed out, very important. India, Indian Army, my public, any forces can never ever commit a human right violation deliberately. Never ever. We will never ever spare anybody, even in my own blood, that if something wrong he has done, he will go punish. But at the same time, it has to be taken with a pinch of salt. When I am firing, I won't come to know what is happening behind another 100 meter, who's hiding. If it was a boy, it was a girl, or whosoever is a local citizen, I sympathize, I'm sorry for it, but what was he doing there? Maybe he was scared, maybe anything, whatever happened. Yes, there is a proper inquiry for this. Indian Army has always done it, and it has done it in excellent timings. They don't take months. They don't do suspensions. We directly, within a week, within 2 days, 3 days, finish off a court of inquiry to pinpoint. Never ever Indian Army has ever tried to hide any factual thing where we went wrong. But again, I request the public to please understand, these are never ever deliberate, point blank, cold-blooded killings. We are not that army. We are not Pakistan. We are not ISI. We are not terrorists. We are your friend. You know it, and everybody knows it, that how much you can bank upon Indian Army.
Yes, absolutely. Let me get in Major General Pariyar. Major General Pariyar, your take on the Army Chief's visit. How important was it? How crucial was it, sir, in your opinion?
So far, monitoring the operation is concerned, I think Chief does not need to visit farmers areas because the local corps commanders, army commanders, they manage things very well. That's not an issue. But the two important issues are there. One is about the morale of the troops, which is very, very important in this type of operations because number of attacks in this particular Rajouri Poonch has increased in last few weeks. Second is the tender issue of the killing, so-called killing of the civilians. I don't think it is a killing. Army operations are going in a way, as Colonel Shailendra has rightly pointed out, in a very meticulous, and we are amongst the best in the army, those who follow the human rights rigidly, and such operation nowadays it is with the judicial member and the local police authorities are also involved in this type of operation. So I think the General Army Chief's visit is more to look into this particular aspect. Regarding, as Colonel Shailendra has rightly said, this kind of attacks will never stop. And this is the time, if you recollect, in 2019 also, it was in the month of December, January, when we saw it, and now again we are going for the election. Pakistan is also going for the election. Then there is a decision of the Supreme Court. So there are the multiple factors which contributes for ISI and other anti-Indian element to act on this. So long the present Pakistan Army Chief is there, I don't think these attacks will ever stop. We can definitely contend it and need to have a very strong, it's a simple one strike, air strike or surgical strike is not for the answer. The time has come, as I've been telling again and again, that entire this aspects of the POK problem has to be dealt in total. The time has come and sooner or later it happens. It's always be good for our country, good for Pakistan also.
Yes, absolutely. Major Shah, let me also quickly draw you in here, Major Shah, on how crucial a juncture this visit by the Army Chief to Jammu and Kashmir comes at, according to you.
See, Uday, he is the Army Chief. He is most welcome to visit any formation, anywhere, anytime. And it can so happen that his visit can coincide with an incident. So that cannot be 100% be put two and two together. Oh, he went for a visit there because such a thing had happened. Now the morale of the troops, yes, it affects the morale of the troops. They feel very happy when they see the chief, the general, the topmost authority coming there than himself on ground. So the very fact is, we are looking too much into it. The very fact that the Army Chief had visited the formation, he had visited Poonch, it's perfectly fine. Supposing an incident like this wouldn't have happened at all, and if the Army Chief would have been visiting Poonch, yes, it would have been news because the Army Chief has visited. But it's now become a bigger news because an incident has happened. Now, well, whatever incident, the killing of the three civilians, allegedly the three civilians who were found dead in the custody of the army, well, the matter is under inquiry at the moment. So nothing can be ruled out at the moment right now there. So it will be too early to jump the gun, to jump to conclusion, to say what exactly happened over there. So I'm sure
yes,
the army
because we do believe he was also briefed on the three civilians issue today. Yeah.
So the Indian Army is one of the most professional armies in the world. Why should I say one of the most? I would say it is the most. So most certainly people should have faith in the army. And let me tell you one small incident. In fact, exactly 20 years back when I was in J&K, we had the Armed Forces Special Power Act over there. From there, I went to the Northeast. So our corps commander, our GOC, was very strict about the fact that the local support should be with us completely. The locals should feel we are here to protect them, not to intimidate them. And when you get the local support, it is as important as getting arms, ammunition, training, equipment. So local support is something really very important. There's something known as the Stockholm Syndrome. Now, Stockholm Syndrome says what? That when a person is taken captive, a person starts believing in the people who have taken captive, and the person starts relating to them. So most certainly, I have a very strong hunch that when the inquiry is ruled out, it will come out that what exactly had transpired over there. If at all anyone is found guilty of it, then yes, the harshest punishment should be given and would be given, I'm sure. If at all nothing comes out of it, if at all no one is found guilty of it, then I think it will be unfair to hold the army responsible for that, Uday.
So do you believe the entire visit or the entire briefing was on that one issue?
No, Uday, as I mentioned, that the army chief is the supreme. He is the chief of
But
the.
you are reading, you are reading between the lines. You believe that three civilians issue perhaps was one of the reasons why he was briefed today as well. Okay, well we've heard all sides of the spectrum. We've heard all sides from all of you. So we leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.